Funsho here from BBI Pages. We have another great interview for you today. I've been joined by Andy Charalambous from Pure Reports. Andy, nice to have you on here. How are you doing?
I'm good, Funsho. Thanks for inviting me onto your show.
You are very welcome. You're very welcome. We're looking forward to speaking to you. And I just want to let people know that we met Andy previously actually at a block chip event in London, and he was explaining to us about the project that he has. And I just thought it would be a fantastic thing for the rest of the audience to actually really understand, because I really feel it does solve a problem. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Andy, your previous background, and also what Pure Reports is?
Sure. So my background is investment banking and finance. I've worked in the City of London my whole career. So, 27 years and counting. I've probably covered most parts of the financial markets, from trading and sales, buying and selling bonds, equities, and it's from that experience and obviously looking at what cryptos have been doing over the last few years, where it caught our attention, and we decided to spin out a venture called Pure Reports, because we feel that with all the experience we've got analysing all these different types of instruments, that we want to, we felt that there was something there that we could add value to in the crypto space. So what Pure Reports does, basically, it analyzes cryptos. So companies that are looking to launch a coin come to us, and we basically initiate coverage on them. And the coverage consists of a number of different things, from a premium service report where we talk about the offering. And, we meet the management, we look at the technology, we look at the experience of the management, we see where they are in their business plan, what they're looking to do with the money once they've raised it. And we read the white paper, which, is obviously a key thing. We look at everything to do with that company and their offering. And we put it all together in a very, very easy to understand report, typically 8 to 10 pages. And it kind of covers all aspects of what that offering is, what that coin's trying to do. And it's something that the company can basically give to their audience and say, look, we've got an independent company, writing about us and initiating coverage on us. And then what we aim to do is every quarter give out an update on what's going on. So, once the company's raised all their money, I'd imagine investors want to know what they're about to do with it, and are they doing it according to what they initially said. So it's always good to send out regular updates. And as much as companies are sending updates on Telegram and doing AMAs, it's great to have someone else talking about you. And that's what we're good at doing. Okay, so, we've got the main report that we just mentioned. We also do a number of other things where we give things back to the community. So we've got something called Snaps, which is basically a snapshot analysis of a number of ICOs that we see out there. And we basically, it's a very, very just, a short one-page summary of what it is, analysing it, and we give that out to our followers and to the crypto community. And last but not least, we've got a YouTube channel called Crypto Plugs. Now, Crypto Plugs is actually, it's quite special, because the purpose of Crypto Plugs is once again to give back, and it's run by two teenagers, and the purpose is to educate the next generation in the world of blockchain and cryptos. So they're out there, they're doing interviews with key influencers. They're giving their definitions in their words, okay, using a lot of cool words and all this kind of thing, and defining a lot of the key concepts in the space. And they're also interviewing a lot of the clients that we have who we've written about, and just asking them about their opinion of things and how things are going. So they're basically the three key elements of what Pure Reports does.
Fantastic. That's brilliant. You've given us a good amount of information there, and some of the things that I want to sort of highlight really to make sure that people 100% have got that is the fact that you're really simplifying things for people. You're producing a report for an ICO, and let's have it right. These people are investing their own money into a potential project or idea, and they need to really have a good understanding. And these white papers, some of them are pages long, full of technical information. It's very, very difficult, and you're simplifying that, and you've already got the expertise and the experience from your marketplace through. So that's fantastic. And one of the things I wanted to touch on as well, I mean, obviously in this space, ICOs are such a hot topic. Why do you think that is?
I think with any industry, any sector, the beginning of something is always going to be it's always going to be a bit of a free for all, and you get all kinds of all kinds of people getting involved, and it's from then on it's a natural evolution as a market matures, as the coins mature, as the sophistication of the coins mature, as regulation kicks in and starts making things a lot more regulated, a lot more official. It slowly evolves, and you know, I think you can look at that in any type of financial market. You can look at that in any industry, from property to equities to bonds. You know, it's no different to anything else. Okay, and you know, we're right at the beginning.
Yeah,
we're right at the beginning of that.
And that seems to be the reason that there's so much hype as well around ICOs, and you know, a lot of them have raised incredible amounts of money. Some of these projects, some of them are great, obviously. But what I want to touch on from your perspective with the service you're actually providing it to an ICO, how important is it to have a service like this?
I think it's really important. I go back to, as you know, at the beginning, I think if you look at the marketplace, you know, 2 years ago, there was a lot of euphoria, and it was quite easy to raise money, and I think a lot of people invested into coins not really knowing what was behind them. Okay, and you know, it was .com all over again. If you go back to when .com was sort of kicking off, there was all sorts of companies coming to the market claiming a lot of things that they were going to do, and a lot of them didn't do that. Okay, but the fact that there were .com companies, a lot of people bought in on the back of that hype. So I think as the market, I go back to the point of the market maturing and regulation coming in, and investors getting more savvy and more kind of wary and cautious. I think the more tools that a coin offering can give, the more they can give to their potential investors in the form of information, the better.
Yeah,
because I think gone are the days of people just investing in something blindly, which, you know, there's been quite a few examples of that. You know, the dynamics are changing, and I think, you know, in the crypto market, an expert is someone that's been around for like what, 5 years, 7 years. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's hardly an expert, is it, in a field?
Yeah, so the kind of people that are involved with Pure Reports are people that have been around for many, many years in the financial services industry. And a lot of what we look for is very similar. You know, 65 to 70% of what we look for, whether investing in a bond, in an equity, in an ICO or an STO, whatever it is, a lot of it is the same. It's basic fundamentals as to, you know, is there a real business there? What's the credibility of the management team? Have they really thought this through? You know, what are the financial projections? You know, it's basic stuff that we encapsulate into an easy to digest report.
Fantastic. And I think something that you touched on earlier there, which I want to highlight as well, and it was the word cautious. You know, investors, they have got more savvy, they are more cautious, because a lot of people have got their fingers burned. There's a lot of projects that claim to be something that they're not. And I think from my perspective, if you're an ICO with a credible project, and you know, you're going out and meeting people and showing people what you do, you know, something like this is important. I can't see how it wouldn't be. It's having an outside body give information based on your company, and like you said, it's about other people talking about other businesses. I think people tend to listen to that more than, I can tell you something, but if someone else tells you it about me, you actually would take that information more seriously, I think. So it is important. But let's touch on the experience that you've got, because you said that you guys have got many, many years. I mean, how many years have you guys been in the industry, and what specific experience do you bring with you into Pure Reports?
Well, look, like I said earlier, I mean, I've been involved in the financial markets for 27 years, and I've seen most parts of the business from many different sides. From the point of view where I started working in investment banking, so I worked in 2 global banks doing sort of fixed income sales. So I've covered that side, what it's like to be speaking to clients. I also own my own stock brokerage firm, so I know what it's like to run a business and have to raise money for that business. And a lot of our clients were companies that wanted to list. And so we've been through the whole process of a company coming to us saying, right, I want to raise money. How do we do it? We road showing them and so on. And, the asset management business that I'm involved with today, again, what are we doing? We're looking at new companies and putting a case forward to see whether they fit our investment criteria. So we've seen it from all parts of all sides of the fence. And, we've always done it in a regulated environment as well. So we're very, very used to doing things correctly. So apart from the experience and the whole of the team, we've got other people in the team that are as nearly as experienced as me. And then we've also got sort of youngsters that are coming in that offer the other side of it, the sort of the cutting edge, latest technology side of things. Yeah. So between us, we've got a blend of youth and experience. But I think the most important thing is that we try to do things properly. Yeah, we're not here to offer investment advice, okay, and nor do we claim to. All we're here to do is just basically present the facts. We're not, I think there's a lot of other companies out there that it's quite easy to get a rating and easy to get a score and to get on there. Yeah. No, we say no to quite a few companies, believe it or not. We're looking for quality rather than quantity, and because it's equally as important for us when we write a report on someone that we believe that company is going to be around in the years to come.
Of course.
Rather than just writing about anything and everything, which I think, again, you go back to a lot of examples of investments made and companies come to the market. That's not the way.
Yeah, I agree. And it's obviously key for you guys, for your image as well. You can't be associated with, potential organisations that aren't conducting themselves in the right way, which goes without saying. And one of the things that I do want to talk to you about, which I think is so important, and it's happening a lot at the moment in the industry, is the scam side of things. There are so many companies that are getting involved, and that little things that people don't pick up on. Like, you go onto their website and you'll see that there's no contact details. You can't ring them. There's no address. There's no email address. And that's a big flag straight away. What can you guys do in terms of helping people from that perspective, and what's your take on that?
Okay, so we obviously get to see, we obviously get approached by a lot of companies wanting us to sort of initiate coverage on them. And, the first thing we do is obviously try and have an initial interaction with them and look at what's going on and decide from there whether it's a viable offering that we would want to get involved in. But can you stop people coming to the market and sort of mis-selling themselves? I mean, look, you can't. All you can try and do is eliminate as much of it as possible. I mean, I go back to other industries, property, pensions, all these insurance sort of protection on credit cards. There's so much there's so much mis-selling in the world, and you know, what you've got to try and do is do as much as possible to eliminate that or to avoid that. So, you know, when we do initiate coverage on a company, we do try to look beneath the bonnet. We do like to look at the background of the people involved. We look at the technologies. Is the technology really there? Is what they're saying, like, does it make sense? Does 1 + 1 make 2?
Yeah. Okay.
And, you know, their plans, because, you know, you see about a lot of coins, they're going to do a gazillion different things. Really? You know, we want people to be sort of sensible and realistic, okay, with what they're offering. I mean, we looked at a company where they were talking about starting off in London, and then in New York, and then in Frankfurt, and then they were going to be global, and they were going to be, I mean, it just got, and we're like, guys, you've got to be realistic. You've got to be realistic in what you're trying to do. Okay. And you know, we prefer the companies that want to sort of take sort of realistic steps and look to do things properly. So yeah, I mean, it's, you know, it's even then it's still hard. It's still hard. And you know, there's publicly quoted companies where you know, scams occur. There's banks where scams occur, and things, right? So it's where in anywhere you go, it's there. But granted, in this space, obviously, it's open to manipulation a lot more, because regulation isn't there yet. And I say yet because I believe that regulation is just around the corner, and we welcome it. Okay, I think it's going to be a massive, you know, it's going to be a massive hallmark for this business, a massive tick in the box for the guys that are serious about it and want to be in it in the years to come. For the guys that are there just for today, well, it's probably going to move them out of the way. Yeah. Okay, so you know, it's not easy. It's not easy, and we're trying to use everything we can to make sure that the companies that we take on, we really look to sort of, you know, learn and understand as much about them as possible, and make sure that it all ties up and that it all makes sense. Yeah. And also, I'll give you another example, to the benefit of the coin. I mean, one of the companies that we initiate coverage on, as we started looking around them and stuff, we noticed that there was websites out there claiming to be offering bonus coins, okay, over and above their current offering, and they didn't even know about it. And when we spoke to them about it, obviously they quickly contacted them, and they dealt with it appropriately and got them shut down. But it just shows you that some of the things people claim, you know, trying to do to claim they're involved with something.
It's crazy. It is crazy. It's like you said, I think it's important to touch on the fact that, you know, this happens everywhere in every industry sector that you're in. And you're right. I agree with you. I think regulation is around the corner. You know, the SEC have already implemented a few things from the KYC and AML point of view. You know, everyone in the marketplace that is here for the right reasons. Of course, we're welcoming that. But you know, how important is it for people that are thinking of investing into ICOs to take these kind of things into account? I mean, obviously you've touched on some of it already, but is there anything else that you wanted to add from that perspective?
I think it's important to find out as much as possible about what you're investing in. Okay, and as I said, it's from our point of view, because we're not here to offer advice. We're just here to present the facts. Okay, it's important for an investor to learn as much about what they're investing in as possible, and to follow the progress of it even after they've started. And you know, I think as the market matures and develops, and the sophistication of the coins develop, I think there's going to be more for them to kind of digest. So, you know, if you look at a lot of the original coins, there was nothing really behind them. Okay, and a lot of them didn't even have the technology in place. They were raising money to start building out their technology to launch a business. So things have progressed from there, and you know, you look at next year. Next year is going to be the year of the STO, security token offerings, and asset-backed coins and equity-backed coins, where investors can actually buy into a coin and have voting rights and dividend rights and all the things that they would associate with ordinary equity, with ordinary shares.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it you know, the things change. So I think they've got to look into it as much as possible. And you know, the beauty of cryptos is a lot of them do have Telegram groups where you can ask a lot of direct questions, and see how they respond to those questions. Do they avoid the questions? Do they answer them? You know, there is that aspect of it where you are open to speaking to the management a lot more than you would do on other offerings.
Definitely, I think that's important to highlight as well, that people should not feel afraid to ask people these questions. You know, go in there and ask the question, and
definitely
based on that response, it'll give you some knowledge to make an informed decision. You know, like you keep saying as well, Andy, that you're providing facts to people, and although you're not giving any financial advice and you don't claim to, you know, those facts are going to have a massive impact on that person's decision as to whether or not they do choose to invest. So, you know, what you're doing there is you're dramatically helping the situation from my perspective. And I think that it's really important that any blockchain project, ICO, cryptocurrency that's thinking about this kind of thing, you know, they do need to consider it, and consider it strongly. But Andy, it's been great to speak to you. I've got one final question which I'm asking every single person that I've been interviewing, just to get an idea from what their perspective is. Where do you see blockchain technology 10 years from now?
Good question. Where do I see it? Personally, I see it being part of our everyday life. Okay, and I'll go back to, I'll use an example of .com. Okay, you go back to the beginning when .com was just beginning. If someone had said to you, Funsho, you're going to be ordering all your goods off a website called Amazon, all right, and you're not going to be going into a store and touching and feeling stuff. You're going to be so used to doing it there. You'd have thought, really? Don't know. Depends how far forward you can think. Now, can you live without things like Amazon? It's part of your everyday life, right?
True.
Okay, and Google and Facebook and all these things that the .com brought to our life. Okay, so I believe that in 10 years' time, if we have a similar conversation, there will be blockchain technology and cryptos that are part of our life that we can't do without, that we may not necessarily be familiar with today, but we can't do without.
Yeah.
Okay, and that, to me, it's the next big game changer. Okay, I remember what mobile phone did to my life. Okay, from having just a regular phone in the house. I'm showing my age here. I remember that. I remember what .com did for my life. Okay, and I believe this is the next game changer. This is the next big one, and it's going to be part of our everyday life in some shape or form. Be it from coins that we're going to be using to buy and sell things. And the acceptance of those coins in stores and online businesses, okay, to blockchain technology itself, i.e., you know, leveling out the playing field so we can truly see transactions in something, rather than misinterpretation of it. So from blockchain point of view, and from you know, cryptocurrencies in general, I think the ones that stand the test of time are going to be there as part of everyday life.
Fantastic. I think they're wise words there, and obviously your experience with that .com bubble is giving you some insight there, which is great.
Yeah.
I have to agree. I mean, one of the things that I was having a conversation with a chap about, actually, it was actually yesterday, and he said to me, he thinks that there will be, you know, a McDonald's token, and you will just go and pay for your McDonald's with the McDonald's token, and it will literally be everything you can imagine. There'll be a Tesco's token, a Sainsbury's token, and it's you can see it. If you're in this space, you can see where things potentially could get to.
Well, look at. I mean, it's right under our noses as we speak. So anyone that's got kids who have got a PlayStation or a Sega, and every time they've said to you, I want to buy this football or this piece of armory or whatever, these extra add-ons that you get with games, how do you do it? You transfer fiat onto a wallet, and then you use coins, to do it. So, you know, it's part of our life already. Oh, sorry, it's part of our children's life already.
It's true.
It's us that are getting to grips with it. They're using it already. It's crazy, right? It just shows you that before you know it, yeah, why not? Why wouldn't there be a McDonald's coin or other coins that are there and they, you know, they've got a purpose?
Yeah, no, you're right. Crazy. Andy, fantastic speaking to you. Now, could you please tell everybody how they can find out more about Pure Reports? How can they help you?
Sure. So basically for our audience, the service is free. So if you go onto our website, you can register, you can get all the updates, all the reports are on the website as well. And we send out newsletters and blogs and all that kind of stuff. So basically, if you go to purereports.io, you can find all that content, as well as following us on Telegram, on Twitter, on Instagram, and on YouTube. You can see all of that. So it's all on our website. And I think by the end of this video, we'll put a few links on there as well for people to be able to follow us. And yeah, look, just spread the word. We'd love to hear from you. If anyone's got any feedback as to what we're doing, we'd love to hear it, because the service is here for the community.
Definitely. And I think it's a fantastic thing that you've introduced here. I think that it solves a big problem. It simplifies things for people. And I wish you the best of luck for the future as well.
Thank you.
As Andy said as well, if you go into the description, you'll be able to find the link to the website, purereports.io, and any of their information to be able to follow on social media. And just quickly, for anyone that has got any blockchain project, cryptocurrency, event that they want to get marketed out there, they can come onto our website, bbipages.com. It's completely free to list your business. It's another place that you can get yourself found for the services that you provide. Thanks again, Andy, for coming on today.
Thank you.
Fantastic talking to you, and I'm sure that you're going to have all the success in the world as well. And guys, if you've liked this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and we look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks a lot, guys. Take care. Bye bye. Thanks.
Thanks.